Welcome to Just Haley, a podcast where Haley talks about whatever she just wants to talk about. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Just Haley. Today, October 3rd, is the TS12 release day. I have made it through the album fully once with a couple songs that I've listened to on top of that. We are going to dive into my initial thoughts, what I thought last night, the first time listening to it, just kind of raw. It was 10 p.m. and I was slightly delirious. Thoughts, and then I'll get into, I've done some research, doing some more research, and we'll get into that and some of like the actual hidden meanings, things that I've been able to figure out later. But for now, let's jump in. The first song is The Fate of Ophelia, and my initial thoughts are creepy banger. Like, it can be a banger, but it gives this like Halloween, October 31st vibe to it. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've listened to it, I think you'll understand. Elizabeth Taylor. This is one that I want to do a little bit more research into Elizabeth Taylor because I'm not 100% getting the initial connection just based off of like what I kind of learned before this. The word that I wrote was ethereal, and then I wrote this quote. I have quotes on quite a few of them of kind of just like things that stuck out to me. You're only as hot as your last hit, baby. This one was like, it was interesting because talks a lot about like Hollywood and different like opinions, things like that, people who like you, people who don't like you, which I feel like is probably very much hits home for Taylor, but that was just really interesting. You're only as hot as your last hit, baby. And there's a lot of like thoughts going around right now, and I guess I've had these thoughts as well. I hope they're not true. I don't think they're true, about this maybe being Taylor's like last hurrah for a little while, especially with like getting married and things like that. And so is this the last hit, right? Like, is this album, which she thinks is to date her best work, is this the last hit? And is this what she wants to be remembered for? I don't know, but we're gonna get back to that when we go down a few songs. Opalite. I think first listen, this is my favorite song. This is a bop. Like, this is there. I love the beat. There's a little like, oh, and it's also Travis's favorite song, and he usually goes for like those boppier, like banger anthems. A lot of like messed up before, will mess up again, talking about mistakes in the past, but like how that has affected like her now and like where she's at now, and Travis, and like that not being a mistake. The line that I really liked is, you were dancing through the lightning strikes, and it was like, you're still moving, you're still going, you're still like living your best life and like making happiness no matter like what kind of fire is coming at you. Fourth song, Father Figure. Vibe switch. I didn't really have a ton of notes on this. I'm still trying to dissect it. I don't know my initial like thoughts too much. It did come out when like the final track list kind of got released. The credits, she credited George Martin because she pulled in, he has a song called Father Figure that she kind of pulled from a little bit. So I want to dig into that more and see if I can find some of the links between the two. But this is giving kind of like slight midnight vibes is what I wrote. Fifth track, which is like historically for Taylor, this is like her sad, make you cry, like pull out all the tears type of situation. So Eldest Daughter being the fifth track is like crazy, just like that title alone. It definitely gave off fifth track vibes for Taylor. Like it 100% fit the theme. I really liked Every Youngest Child Felt You Were Raised Up in the Wild, Now You're Home. I really liked that. That was really good. Okay, Ruin the Friendship. This one, not what I was expecting. I thought this was going to be about Blake Lively. And we will get to a Blake Lively song, or what's suspected to be about Blake Lively, later. I don't know who this is about, and I haven't really found anything online about who this is about. But the question that I wrote is, are we happy or are we sad? I don't know. It's like the vibe of it, the beat behind the music itself is very upbeat, but the words are not. Like, I whispered at the grave, I should have kissed you anyway. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Are we happy or are we sad? I don't know. Okay, actually romantic. This was what I thought it was going to be about. It's a diss at Charlie XCX and Maddie Healy. Like, literally her starting out, referencing Charlie XCX's use of drugs. Hilarious. Okay, so ahead of the album, people were suspecting that this was going to be about Charlie XCX and the song that she wrote about Taylor in the Bratz album. And I was like, I mean, I see the point, I see the tie-in, but I didn't think that that would, like, hit Taylor as much as it did. Enough. She had 12 songs. Keep this in mind. Like, Tortured Poets, she was over 30 songs. So she could literally write about anything that she wanted. She has narrowed this down to 12 songs. So every song here has to mean something or has more of a meaning to her. So it really kind of, like, I didn't want to believe that it was going to be about Charlie XCX at first because I didn't think that that meant as much. But, I mean, Taylor has her own feelings. Taylor has her own life. It wasn't me. I was not impacted by it. So that kind of just surprised me that she would, like, give her space in 12 songs. But good for her. Wishlist. This is Taylor's favorite. She's like, it's actually so romantic. She said that in an interview. There's been so many interviews that she's done. She has more coming out. So probably a video on those alone. Talking about the album, but also engagement stuff, the ring, all sorts of different things. My favorite line here, have a couple kids, have the whole block looking like you. Taylor and Travis babies? Like, come on, people. So, that kind of makes me think, like, when you combine Wishlist with Elizabeth Taylor, like, is this the last hurrah for a while? Like, is she going to be stepping back and looking more at wedding planning and eventually getting into having a family, if that's what she wants, which both her and Travis have said that that is something that they're potentially looking forward to. I don't know. I think it was really cute. But that line, have a couple kids, have the whole block looking like you, was just really cute. Okay, Wood. It was not about being a liar. There was a Pinocchio on the shelf behind Taylor and Travis in the New Heights podcast, and it was a wooden Pinocchio, and you know, like, Pinocchio is a wood puppet and he's got the nose. I thought it was going to be about being a liar, maybe about Blake Lively. It wasn't. Moving on. Canceled. Also, not what I thought it was going to be about. Love it. Absolutely love it. So, Canceled, Taylor got a lot of, like, backlash on this one when the track list came out because of the two L's. Because they were like, that's not how canceled is spelled. But that's how canceled is spelled if you are in Britain. Like, if you're in the UK, you have the double L's. Or Canada. And so I was like, this is going to be a Joe Alwyn song. Joe Alwyn's British. This is going to be a Joe Alwyn song. Of course, like, he's canceled. Like, they broke up right at the beginning of the Eras tour. And, I mean, there were, like, some Joe Alwyn diss songs on Tortured Poets, but I was like, maybe she's not done. No, it's a Blake Lively song. she jumped in, and I was like, immediately, Blake Lively, like right off the bat. Favorite line, good thing I like my friends canceled. It's so funny. Okay, here's some other thoughts about it though, okay? So, with everything that's been going on, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. Like, it has been so up and down, and it's like, do we like Blake? Do we not? This comes out, that comes out. Are you on Justin's side? Are you on Blake's side? All of the different things that are going on. And Taylor has not been seen with Blake in a long time. And, like, she took Blake to the Super Bowl last year. So, I mean, we know they're close. Like, that's obvious. But with Taylor getting pulled into the drama and potentially getting subpoenaed, and have, like, well, potentially in October she has to give a deposition, I was like, Taylor and Blake have broken up. But this song makes it seem like they're still friends. And everyone's like, so are they still friends? Are they not? Like, this one is like, good thing I like my friends canceled. I don't really care what you think, people. Like, they're still my friends. I still like them. But this album was written over a year ago. So when this was written, it was really at the beginning stages of the Blake, Justin Baldoni feud. So at the time, was Taylor okay with it and she was still friends with him and now she's not? Or is she still friends with Blake but just staying on the DL and playing it really low? I don't know. I just thought that was really interesting, and I didn't see Canceled being the song about Blake. I thought it would or ruin the friendship. Honey. I wrote, good beat, not a bop, Travis again. Obviously. I mean, she's marrying him, so I'm glad that there's some songs about him. You can call me honey if you want, because I am the one you want, is the lyric that I wrote. I thought that was really cute. Yeah, it was just like, it was a good beat. Like, it was very poppy. You had a good rhythm behind it, but it's not, and the whole album, which I'll get into at the end in kind of a big overview, the whole album itself, there's a lot of really good beats, there's a lot of good musicality to it, but it's not like these, like, Shake It Off style 22 type anthems that, like, you're just gonna, like, sit in the car and scream. There's so much meaning behind them, and I think Honey has a lot of meaning built into it and stuff that I just don't feel like it goes far. Alright. Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter. I loved hearing Sabrina and Taylor together. Like, their voices really mesh. And I really liked that. Now, with her writing this album while being on the Eras Tour and also being called The Life of a Showgirl, I thought that there was going to be a lot more, like, Eras Tour type, behind the scenes type songs, and this is all we got. Like, this is the only one that really hits on the Eras Tour. But I wrote, I paid my dues with every bruise. So there's, like, in the Eras Tour, there's, like, one spot where Taylor literally just, like, drops to her knees. And if you do it right, you can do it safely and stuff like that. But, like, I'm like, she's doing it every night. At some point, she had to have done it in a way that, like, I'm sure she had plenty of bruises. But also, if her on New Heights talking, and part of the reason that the main album has Taylor in a bathtub is because she's like, I literally had to end every night at the Eras Tour in a bathtub because of the amount of strain it put on my body and all sorts of different things. So I don't know. I like that. I like that line. That line just stood out to me. Overall, I said these are bops, kinda. Like I said earlier, there's good beats, there's good musicality, there's good rhythm. Like, you can get into it. You want to kind of start, like, getting back to OG Taylor, like so she put together a playlist that was kind of the inspiration for this album of her own music. And it has all of the, like 2010, 12, 14, like, when you're getting into, like, well, really it's like Speak Now through Reputation, so even a little bit later into 2016, like those songs that you just put on in the car and like go crazy to and dance and have all the fun. And the music is getting there. I don't think it's there, but the information in the songs, like it's very poetic. Very, very poetic. I feel like it's like Evermore Folklore writing meets Reputation meets Midnights with like a splash of red, if that makes sense. It's just the meaning behind the songs goes deep, a lot deeper than I thought you were gonna get when some of the songs that she's using as inspiration are like, let me tell you how much fun I had at my 22nd birthday party because my 21st wasn't that great. So I don't know. I liked it. I did. Not as much as like OG Taylor. I feel like it's better than, in my opinion, a lot of people think different things. I think it's better than where we've been with like the folk style of Folklore and Evermore, although I really like the lyricism there. And like whatever Tortured Poets was. But it's not all the way there. Like the juxtaposition between the maturity of the themes and the almost there bops is just, it's a little odd. Yeah, like, I mean, Ruin the Friendship, are we sad or happy? Like, what is going on? Like, it starts out with Fate of Ophelia, and it's like a creepy banger. I don't know. I do really like it. I think I'm sitting at like a 6.5 out of 10 right now. I do want to do some research on some of these songs, see what else I can find. I mean, obviously keep listening to it, but that's what I got. Stay tuned if you want to get into some of the more nitty-gritty details of the meanings behind some of these songs. Thanks for watching.